morning, green afternoon, green evening to all our brothers and sisters across the world, and extending you a very warm welcome on the 75th Independence Day of India. And today is a wonderful day. What a beautiful views and very captivating, scintillating and encouraging views from the Honorable Prime Minister of India this morning from the Red Fort, 1 hour 27 minutes. Wow. What an encouragement to the youth of this India. I think he touched almost all aspects, right starting from the Olympic when he was talking about the youth. And thereafter, he had moved on to the journey. Today is also Shri Aurobindo's Jayanti. Today is also Goswami Tulsidas Ji's Jayanti. And at the same time, I also wish to share with all of you, ladies and gentlemen, that the final poetry and so-called the couplets, what the Honorable Prime Minister gave to all of us, यही समय है, यही समय है, यही समय है, सही समय है, भारत का अनमोल समय है, और अपने सामर्थ्य को पहचाने. And all the Indian, everybody, whether in India or abroad, all my brothers and sisters across the universe, we all got to be together. And this is something India rocking. And just now I finished a program with about almost 12,000 youth from Vidya Bharati, along with their 3,000 teachers. It was so captivating. And in the morning, we had gone to Woodbury University when we had the first program. Second program was on the cinematic tourism, which we organized with the Bollywood all the way from the Mumbai. And of course, we will talk with our Dr. Bishwajit ji, because what is the request from the industry towards the skill and education and everything that we will talk towards the training and skill education. But on the top of everything, ladies and gentlemen, you want to look smart, you want to walk smart, you want to talk smart, you want to deliver smart, you want to take the universe in a very positive way. And where from the positivity comes, that is going to come from Madam Monica Bahl and her entire galaxy, her team, and all the people directly, indirectly associated with the Beauty and Wellness Sector Skill Council. And imagine, I'm telling, last year also on the 15th August, we were with the Beauty and Wellness Sector Skill Council. And this year, once again, yet another powerful evening when it is a very early morning in United States, in Canada, in Latin America, but at the same time, people just finished with their early lunch in European Union, and they had their early evening tea in Central Asia, and late evening tea or maybe soup also in entire Southeast Asia, the ASEAN. And some of my people were laughing and, they were enjoying that from Australia and New Zealand. They were telling, तुम जगा के रखोगे. मैंने कहा नहीं, जगा के नहीं रखेंगे, हम आपको अपने साथ मिला के रखेंगे, जगा के नहीं रखेंगे. So that is the way. And then the beautiful Bharat, today the 75th Independence Day of India's celebration, and we move for the global wellness, because Monica ma'am and her team has got a great responsibility, because it's your physical wellness, it's your mental wellness, it's your environmental wellness, it's your economic wellness, and at the same time, it's also your spiritual wellness when we talk about. Okay. With these words, let me convey on behalf of International Chamber for Service Industry a very warm welcome to the entire wonderful brothers and sisters. Those are joining as panelists this evening, and they're going to share their views. And Monica Bahl ma'am will be introducing all of them, and she'll be bringing them together on the common platform. So on behalf of ICSI, 31 million brothers and sisters across the world, I'm proud of all of you, 149 countries, my advisors, all of you, you have sent across so much of research to all of us. We are really proud of you. We had in the month of January, because do you remember that the Pravasi Divas, when we talk about, I'll come in a little while, Initially in India in 1994, it was Punjabi Parvasi Divas. And thereafter, we met the Honorable Prime Minister on 18th of September 2003. And that was the journey, less in 2002, because 2003, we had the first Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. And it was such a dynamic meeting. And he gave a green signal. He says, it's wonderful. Why not? All of you should go together. And that was the birth for the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm also extending a very warm welcome to all my dignitaries, right? Bale Bale from Canada, from Peru, from Costa Rica, from Venezuela, from South Hall, from Birmingham, and of course, Manchester, a couple of other places, London as well. Of course, President Saab, Lord Sahab, you are joining from Hounslow. We are proud of you. Thank you very much. So, this is the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas I was talking about, 2003, the Honorable then Prime Minister, and these are a couple of functions. And during being a first Indian Army officer as a major, when I moved on deputation to the Ministry of Tourism, I can never ever forget, I had a wonderful team and we set up India's first Institute for Travel and Tourism for the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, in 20-acre land. And then for the Indian Army, I had to repay back something. So we set up Army Institute of Hotel Management and Catering in Bangalore. A lot of DGR courses, Director General Resettlement courses. And grateful to Fiat Company, they gave me the first car which landed in India, 1999 Fiat Siena. And I had gone across entire India with my team organizing All India Tourism Quiz Contest. We brought India's first finishing school way back in 1994 when we talk about service industry, tourism, hospitality, airlines, media entertainment. You talk about all the areas. And today we are talking about soft skill and life skill. And I laugh sometime. It was a long time back and we had moved from skills to the competencies and the capabilities. I'm grateful to Madam Nirmala Sitharamanji and the entire team. Earlier when she was the Commerce and Industry Minister, there were 12 sectors identified basically for services sector, and we were the part of the entire deliberation, celebration, and presently secretary in the government of India. He was that time joint secretary, became additional secretary. Then we had gone also from Ministry of Commerce to Ministry of MSME. I'm thankful to all the officers, ministers, everybody from the chamber. We brought tourism and hospitality, media entertainment, education and skills sector, IT, ITS, all that becoming a part of MSME, financial, retail, and 25th of March 2020, complete lockdown. And like doctors, nurses, paramedical people doing great job, we also took a pledge. Why not? We should take care of, and a little bit of contribution from our chamber, whatever best we can do. We never imagined we'll come such a long way that we would be completing almost 1,128 webinars. Wow, that's great. Nirmala Sitharaman ji, pranam aapko and namaskar aapko. You're such a wonderful lady. When she was with the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, she gave those 12 beautiful services sector segments. Thereafter, when she moved to Ministry of Defense, there was a thought, why not to have more scenic schools? And this morning, the Honorable Prime Minister announced, and she announced on 1st of February this year, setting up 100 additional scenic schools. And Navodaya group also very keen, Punjab also very keen, UP also very keen, Madhya Pradesh also very keen. Why not Northeast India also? We should get more scenic school. Mizoram is the first state in India which sends 6 girls to scenic schools. I'm proud of Northeast India. Might be born in Northern India, but my heart, my soul, my spirit belongs to Northeast. I spent last 40 years of my life with Northeast. And on 13th of May 2020, Madam Nirmala Sitharaman ji announced that now in the MSME sector, services sector will be at par with the manufacturing sector. And here is the journey, ladies and gentlemen, the new definition and the new packaging and the repackaging, how you will be assigned and designed and considered micro, small, and medium. I'm grateful to Rabindranath ji, our chairman in our chamber, looking after the MSME sector. He's a former chairman and MD for the NSIC. And we are also, during lockdown, I'm grateful to number of you, lots of you, all of you, those who have contributed in this journey. Some of you have been very kind to be with me earlier. And during this pandemic, our efforts had been just to bring the confluence of the entire education ecosystem for the youth and educators' empowerment. Ladies and gentlemen, school, colleges, universities, polytechnics, ITI, skill centers, all the stakeholders, including app developers, edtech platforms, all of them. And one thing in a very folding hand, I would like to tell everybody, there is no competition with anybody. There is no competition. It's only a collaboration, collaboration, and collaboration. Ek hi Bharat, Akhand Bharat, and Vishwa Guru Punah Banna Hai Bharat Ko. And that is the way. Our patron, all the way from the Woodbury University, every Sunday he had been coming. We had wonderful programs with him. I'm grateful to my president, all the way from Thailand, my present president, who owns a hotel just in Bangkok, next to the largest chain of the medical tourism fraternity in Bangkok. I'm also grateful to Dato Ramesh Kodamalji from Malaysia, Cambodia, Sandeep Majumdarji, and Anil Manocha-ji, our water management expert and our chairman for our Chamber for Water Management Strategies from Singapore. I'm also grateful the entire team which joined on the World Tourism Day. I'm also grateful to Sweden, Denmark, Norway, Finland, all of them, they had come together. And then, of course, ladies and gentlemen, Eric Falt, my dear friend, the regional director of the UNESCO, and Mr. Omar had gone back to Africa. He was also here at that point of time. And then, of course, Shri Ravi Shankarji, his nephews right over here. We took a pledge together with Namo Gange, why not to start a series, Ayurveda for Global Wellness. And now, Madam Monica Bahl has got a great responsibility on her shoulders, because we want to send some yoga teachers abroad. If a 3 lakh youth have to go abroad to Japan, why not the Wellness Sector Skill Council? They take care of it. And our Indian diaspora world over, when we talk every Sunday evening, we get all the non-resident Indian think tank brain together. And just 2 weeks back, the gentleman who was honored by the Honorable Prime Minister of India, he gave a wonderful presentation inside the future of service industry, education and skills, and a roadmap for India. पुनः भारत की बातचीत करें तो heritage and ancient wisdom, Nalanda, Takshila, Vikramshila, all what we have been talking about. So here you are, Monica Bahl ma'am. What a coincidence. Today we are on another journey, and it was 100th webinar. That is last year on the Happy Independence Day. And then Media Entertainment Sector Skill Council, Mohit Soniji, I love you. You're a wonderful person. My brother, officer from the Armed Forces, Colonel Anil Kumar Pokhriyal, MSME Entrepreneurship. And then, of course, Anand Prakash ji, you're doing great job. And you linked up more than 10,000 people with us, right from the entire Middle East, all the places. We are thankful to Tata Consultancy Services, Dinanath Kholkar ji. You started a special series with us. He's the vice president and the global head, basically taking care of the vertical. Then we had gone to Vedanta, and we are thankful to Venerable Dr. Dhammapiya ji, based out of Tripura. He's a Secretary General, International Buddhist Confederation. We are supporting him, helping him with the help of NRIs. We are bringing Buddhist University in Tripura. The land has been allocated. The construction has to start over there. And of course, Swami Sarvapriyananda ji, Minister and Spiritual Leader, Vedanta Society at New York, a special series to empower youth and teachers from there. And then, of course, it moved on, lots of deliberation. Then we had a special series with Dr. Arun Mehra ji, and that is on Lala Lajpat Rai, Mahan Swatantrata Sainani. And can you imagine, today, this morning, the Honorable Prime Minister announced about Sainik schools. And on 1st of February, when Nirmala Sitharaman ji announced about the new budget, and she told the 100 Sainik schools to be set up in India in the PPP mode, can you imagine, on 2nd of February, the very next day, we started developing a series and 31 webinars we have done. The blueprint we have submitted to Rajnath Singh ji. We are given to Secretary Defense, the Joint Secretary in charge, everybody from the chamber. We are thankful to Shri Ravi Shankar ji's sister. She came on the International Women Day, and that is Madam Narasimhan, and she brought all these ladies together from the world over. Vasant Panchami, a very special function, Vidya hi sabse bada dhan. And then 16 Sanskar ki ek separate series. And I was telling you why music is not an integral part of all subjects we talked about. In education, when we are talking about why it is not a part of the integrated skill system, I'm telling you, even if you're going to a beauty parlor and there is a music or there is a humming or there is a karaoke being played over there, I can tell you, you will look more smart, you will feel more young, you will feel better, and your health, wellness, rejuvenation would be much, much better. Music should be integral part. And we brought the cinematic tourism. These are the 4 generations of music together. And with our chamber chairman, Shri Manmohan Singh ji, the right hand of Yash Chopra ji, Dil To Pagal Hai, Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge, Lamhe, Chandni, Mohabbate, all the film shoots which we have done in Switzerland. And this is the slide I was sharing with all of you, ladies and gentlemen. Can you see right at the center stage, Dr. Jagdish N. Shetji, right from the United States. He was honored by the Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji. That day we had a wonderful deliberation. Professor Anil Sastrabuddhe, Chairman AICT, Dr. N.S. Kalsi, the Chairman, National Council for Vocational Education and Training, and our advisor, Professor Vivek Shankar Natarajan, who would be coming today also. We have taken a pledge till the corona completely gets removed, not only from India, from the world over. We will keep focusing on teacher and youth empowerment complementary. New education policy, wonderful document, 3 stages. Documents are being prepared, policies are being prepared. More important is implementation, and third part is monitoring of those policies. 1 year celebrations recently on 29th of July, and ladies and gentlemen, next to my heart, 13th of August. Can you imagine 2 days back? 3 hours program, 3 hours continuous program with 8 celebrities from the Northeast. All the president of the Jitni Association and Northeast ka, they all came together, and that was Northeast India Tourism Confederation. And ladies and gentlemen, Miss Northeast, she also came on 7th of August, and along with him, one of the motivational speaker from Manipur. He has joined the hands with our chamber now, and he would be with us on board. And we are working in the direction that how every child from the Northeast India can be taken care of. This is the most important slide, applicable to everybody irrespective. My request to all the stakeholders, those are in education, can I make a humble request? This request I made way back in 1987, and there were 7 ministries together, and it was a wonderful document which was made. Why education should be separately, why skills should be separately, why MSME should be separately functioning, I'm talking about. Okay, good. We have got now 1 minister for education and skills, but I think the golden triangle, if we want to make see India once again Punah Vishwaguru, that's going to be possible only and only colleges and universities not churning out the students. And that goes this also. School principal should have a cup of tea with the college principal. College principal should sit with the university vice chancellor. Why those gaps? And I'm telling you, education stakeholders, corporate and technology, together we have to move on, because we have spent so much of time and so much of research we have done during this pandemic. It's a mind-blowing. Youth, you are today and you are tomorrow. You got all power within you. Teachers, we both got to, and all of us. I'm also a teacher with a folding hand. I'm telling you, the other day we had a webinar with Australia, and he told education was teaching centric, became learning centric. Now we are co-learners. Nobody is teaching, nobody is learning. We are co-learners, because we also pick up a lot of technology, and that's why something wonderful has been done in the new education policy. 50 hours to be spent by teachers and principals every year. And this is the slide which we always request from our chamber. In education, in skills, wherever we are, किसी भी skill center में किसी भी एजुकेशन के सिस्टम में म्यूजिक, डांस, गेम्स, हैप्पीनेस, ह्यूमर, फन, creativity, curiosity, storytelling, stimulation, passion, talent exhibition, stress-free, technology, vocational skills, outdoor activities, and nature-based education. Why it is not there? Our chamber on the World Tourism Day, 27th September, this year, we are launching e-Gurukul Gyan Yagya. किसी बच्चे को कोई पैसा नहीं देना होगा. हम सर्विस इंडस्ट्री के लिए बच्चों को रेडी करेंगे और सारी चीजों को तैयार करेंगे. सारी सेक्टर स्किल काउंसिल्स को साथ लेके चलेंगे. और मोनिका मैम keeps giving me linkages, alliances, collaboration with so many people. That's why, as an elder brother, I always respect her. And you know, today is a collaboration, no competition. And can you see over here what our chamber is now working? From education, we are moving further. Teacher and youth empowerment for the vocational skills and entrepreneurship. Now we have developed the whole document, 75th. That means once we would be coming on the Red Fort next year, the Prime Minister, what would be the scenario of the tourism within next 1 year, starting from domestic tourism, nature tourism, ecotourism, green tourism, and we are further moving on to that. And of course, we are drawing the action plan and the strategy. What would be 2047? And I would request Dr. Bishwas ji, why tourism is a separate subject? Why it is not integral part of the NCERT books? बच्चों को अलग से क्यों पढ़ाना है टूरिज्म? उनको देश का टूरिज्म तो वैसे ही पता होना चाहिए. आज रात्रि में हम अमेरिका चल रहे हैं. आप सब लोग आमंत्रित हैं और बॉलीवुड से हमारे साथ जुड़ेंगे श्री प्रेम प्रकाश दुबे जी. इनके कोई 6 करोड़ फॉलोवर हैं आज की डेट में और इनका अगर आप सब कुछ सुनेंगे और ये इस समय 24,000 श्लोकों का संशोधन कर रहे हैं और इनका शिव कवच और उसके अलावा बहुत सारी और चीजें जो आप पढ़ेंगे रामायण की, तुलसीदास जी की. तो आज गोस्वामी तुलसीदास जी की जयंती पर रात को अमेरिका से एक स्पेशल प्रोग्राम है. सो लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, basic food, basic health, basic education, all of us together, and whatever human mind can conceive and believe it can achieve. And health and wellness, yes, that is something which we all got to think about it. And with these words, I would request each one of you, join me in extending a very warm welcome to all the dignitaries who have been very kind to join us this evening under the dynamic efforts of Madam Monica Bahl. I would request her to bring everybody on board and to take on the role further from here. And let's enjoy the evening. Let's rock the evening, because a lot of NRIs, brothers and sisters, they are joining this particular program and they would like to have the feeling and the message. And all my brothers and sisters, those have written just panelists, you can change your name, you can rename yourself, and we can do the needful, and that would be much, much better so that people know you. And Monica ma'am's role will also become quite nice. And आप साक्षात भी आ सकते हैं, जैसे प्रीति सेठ जी आ गए हैं, उसी तरीके से बाकी लोग भी आ सकते हैं. और इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा मैडम मोनिका बहल को, प्लीज टेक ऑन द रोल. एंड नाउ आपकी जर्नी शुरू होती है. और आपसे ये कार्यक्रम शुरू होने से पहले कहूंगा, जो कहूंगी सच के सिवा कुछ नहीं कहूंगी. आई अडॉप्ट डॉक्टर गुलशन शर्मा, मेजर डॉक्टर गुलशन शर्मा एज माय एल्डर ब्रदर. और मैं इनके साथ मिलकर नॉर्थ ईस्ट इंडिया के अंदर 100 ब्यूटी एंड वेलनेस सेक्टर स्किल काउंसिल अगले साल के 15 अगस्त 2022 से पहले स्थापित करूंगी. शपथ लो और उसके बाद आगे आ जाओ.
Thank you so much. Always a privilege and pleasure to be here on your platform, Dr. Sharma. And what a journey we've had with ICSI, and you being our not just an elder brother, but a mentor also, holding our hand and leading us. From 100th webinar, we were with you last 15th August 2020, and couple of our members were also there along with me. Gurpreet ji was there, Richa was there, Madhumita ji was there, and we are again back. You've been kind enough and we are privileged enough to be back on your platform, reintroducing beauty and wellness and taking the new concepts of wellness, whether it's through education, whether it's through women empowerment, different concepts forward, keeping in mind the alignment of 2021. Having said that, A very, very warm welcome to each one of you, to all our 15 wellness gurus from education, from wellness, from even from training. And when I talk about wellness, wellness will include yoga, will include medical, will include Ayurveda, everything. So a very warm welcome to each one of you. We all are here celebrating the 75th Independence Day of our nation, and it's our great privilege to share this platform where we can share our good work being done by each one of you, whether it's Dr. Saha, Professor Kambayat, who have been very, very aggressively making sure that the NEP, new NEP, is inculcated into the mainstream for students. To my fraternity members, all my members, Gurpreet ji, Madhumita ji, Richa, Leena, Preeti, all our members who are taking beauty and wellness forward as an industry, not only giving opportunity to the younger nation and to the youth of our nation, but even to the women, leading to women empowerment, getting women back into the workforce. Because after the pandemic, the women workforce has reduced quite a bit. So getting that back. Mr. Kumaravel is also here, and he's taken a pledge along with his wife to make sure that India become a house-free nation, housewife-free nation. So he wants all the housewives to be in the entrepreneurs and start working and start earning. Along with that, we've got our yoga gurus here with us. We've got Ashish with us. We've got Rabindranath ji with us. They all are working towards a holistic wellness approach to make sure that our nation, the youth of our nation and people of our nation work towards a 360-degree wellness. So with that, I will quickly run you through a quick presentation about BWSSC and how are we, what are we doing, and how are we introducing wellness to the bigger world, to India. Is my screen visible? Okay, wait. Just give me a minute.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are moving with the Beauty and Wellness Sector Skill Council. It's a wonderful evening on India's Independence Day. And people, those are joining, don't feel shy. You must write your comments also. That gives encouragement to others. You know, we must encourage each other. That is something very important. I would request all of you. Yes, ma'am, your screen is visible.
A happy 75th Independence Day once again to all the people who are joining us. Keeping our Honorable Prime Minister's vision of Skill India forward, Beauty and Wellness Sector Skill Council was formed in 2014 with an aim to establish an effective and efficient ecosystem for developing and imparting of skills in beauty and wellness, including the content, curriculum, course, information, delivery system, and standardization of the accreditation. We've got 7 subsectors with us: beauty and salon, non-invasive cosmetology. We have a dermatologist also on the panel today with us, Dr. Swati. Alternative therapy, which is a big trend, as Dr. Sharma was also mentioning, that when we are looking at sending our younger generation out, there's a demand for alternate therapies. There's a demand for traditional and rejuvenation treatments across the globe. Weight management, quality assurance, yoga. Yoga has been given a new avatar in the new leadership of our Prime Minister, where he's made sure that the International Day of Yoga on 21st of June is celebrated not just in India, but across the globe. And UN had been very, very supportive of his initiative. And product and sales. Coming from there, we've got the global and wellness, beauty and wellness sector is growing at a 15% CAGR, whereas in India, we are growing at an 18.6% CAGR. And as we were talking about getting women back into the entrepreneurship and into the workforce, Hindu Business Line has done a study in which beauty and wellness would be needing at least and would be creating 7 million jobs in India by another 4 years. We are giving employment in different sectors, and fortunately, I'm very glad to share here, Dr. Sharma, that we give employment to women. We empower women to come forward, not only to be the mother and to be the lady of the house, but to lead the family economically also. If you look at the labor workforce participation, this is the 2018 study done by NSDC. The women workforce participation is 1/3 of what the male population is participating in the workforce. And while we talk about a 15 to 13 years of age bracket, if you look at, we only have 33% of women who are participating in the workforce. And if you look at the individuals not in the labor workforce, here the dynamics are changing. Here, 66% of women, that is almost about 40 crore women in the age group of 15 to 35 years are not participating in the workforce. It's not that they do not want to participate. The problem is that they do not get enough opportunities to come forward. They do not get the entire hand holding that we give it to the male component of our society. So it's imperative for all of us to make sure that the women of our generation, they are able to make passion their profession. And what best, beauty and wellness does that with an aplomb. We are running courses under Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, under PMKK centers, in which more than 6,000 centers are only concentrating and giving women-oriented trainings, whether it's in beauty therapy, customer service, hairstyling, yoga trainers. And till date, we've trained, Beauty and Wellness Sector Skill Council has trained almost 7.2 lakh students in beauty and wellness courses, and out of which 6 lakh students have been trained in are the females. Only 1.2 lakh are male. It's not that we do not want to include males. Yes, the participation is increasing now, but if you look at the numbers, we are the one which are bringing the paradigm shift of involving and including women workforce back into the labor market. We've got our courses in a blended form, as following Dr. Sharma's lead, that when we saw that Corona has brought the entire country down on its knees, the education had to continue. So keeping that in mind, we were able to launch a blended learning platform in 2020, in the July of 2020. We've got various opportunities that are being there, which are all members give it to our students. And today, very proudly, I am here sharing the achievement of Beauty and Wellness Sector Skill Council, entire team and the members, that we have our presence today in 26 states and union territories and 111 dedicated beauty and wellness centers. And Dr. Sharma, we are there in Northeast, but we would like to make this 111 into 211 with 100 centers in Northeast. So keeping that in mind, I would be very, very happy to take it forward with all our members. So quickly, I'll run you through the members who've been very, very supportive and have been participative in all the initiatives taken care by BWSSC. And today we are honored to have Dr. Bishwajit Shaha. He is the Director Training and Skill Education from CBSE. Under his guidance, we've been able to include beauty and wellness courses, not only in new education policy, but we've got skill courses starting from class 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. Dr. Saha is a master degree holder in computer engineering from Yadavpur University and has more than 25 years of experience in education and training. And he's always supported us. Thank you so much, Dr. Saha, for all your encouragement and welcome on the webinar. We've got Dr. Professor Rajesh P. Khambayat, who's the Joint Director, PSSCVI Bhopal. Dr. Khambayat is a PhD from Fulbright Scholar 2014 and is a Joint Director at PSSCVI, which takes care of all the state school curricula. Professor Khambayat has worked as a TVET expert for more than 30 years in various capacities. He worked as an individual specialist with UNESCO and has been a consultant to UNESCO's UNE's International Center, Germany, and has been involved in international TVET specialists and Asian Development Bank funded programs. Welcome on board, Professor Khambayat. We are really glad to have you on board. We've got Ms. Gurpreet Sibbal, Treasurer of Beauty and Wellness Sector Skill Council, a big promoter of Beauty and Wellness Sector Skill Council and a founder of Nail Spa by Gurpreet. She's introduced many brands to India, which has taken India by storm. And her team of expert educators are busy making sure that nails get its own limelight under the beauty and wellness domain. She trains students and as well as the technicians in setting up the nail bars, and she brings the latest artificial nail technology from USA. Welcome on board, Gurpreet ji. We've got Mr. C.K. Kumaravel, co-founder and CEO, Natural Salon Spa. He is the co-founder and CEO, along with his wife, Mrs. Veena Kumaravel, and of #1 salon chain Naturals. He's changed the face of the salon industry from 2000 onwards. He's leading this industry. He's taken a goal to make naturals. Not only he's not happy with making it the #1 salon chain in India, but he wants to take it as a global chain. And we are with you, Mr. Kumaravel. Welcome on board. Ms. Richa Agarwal, founder Cleopatra Chain of Beauty and Wellness. She is an acclaimed beautician, wellness and nutrition consultant and dons many hats and is an international jury for makeup at OMC World Cup, beauty and makeup jury for India Skills, and is a member of IDA, that's Indian Dietetics Association. Welcome on board. Dr. Madhumita Saikia, Principal Signature Academy. She is a well-known name in the field of beauty and alternate health. She's done her doctorate in Ayurveda and yoga and is known not only in Assam but across the globe. She's associated with Signature Training Center and Ayurveda Institute in Assam in India since 1998. Dr. Sharma, she's already there in Northeast training the students. Prior to that, she was a government employee, and she's been Assam for running these institutes from 11 years. She's been around and in and around the world. Mr. Chirag Sethi, Managing Director, Classic Fitness. It's very important that we have a fit body and a healthy mind. He brings in the mixture of keeping your mind healthy as well as keeping your body fit. He's a master's degree holder in sports physiotherapy. He holds certification from American College of Sports and Medicine, National Council for Strength and Fitness, and ACE, that's ACE. Chirag holds expertise in sports supplementation, lifestyle and weight management, nutrition, exercise counseling, and health coaching. Welcome, Chirag. Miss Leena Khandekar, Director, Lee's Beauty Center and Spa. She's been working in this field since last 17 years. And is a Sedesco trained and a PG Spa Sedesco trained academician herself. She's done cosmetic diplomas in skin treatment, media, bridal, fashion, makeup artist, and has done more than 17,000 faces till date. She does makeup herself. So welcome on board, Leena ji. We've got Ms. Preeti Seth, founder and mentor, Pacholi Wellness Clinic. She's the founder and mentor of Pacholi Wellness, who started her career in a wellness sector in 1999 as a nutritionist and cosmetologist. Soon then, she gained enough knowledge to start her own chain of Pacholi Wellness Center. Welcome on board, Preeti. Dr. Rabindra Acharya ji, Director Admin, S. Vyasa University. Acharya ji is an MSc, PhD, and handles the Director Admin role at S. Vyasa, Bangalore. He's been very helpful for making our yoga curriculums, which we've introduced now at CBSE schools also, and is very soon coming in PSSCBI schools as well. He's a visiting faculty at CIMRE, AIMS, as well as a jury yoga Olympiad, NCRT Delhi. Mr. Ashish Paul, Senior Trainer at Sri Sri School of Yoga, the Art of Living International Center, Bangalore. He's a graduate in electrical engineering from NIT Hamirpur and has a postgraduate diploma from Technical University in Germany in high power engineering. He also is helping us take yoga to the next level and bring it on along with Art of Living as a demo skills for the India skills. Welcome on board, Ashish ji. Mr. Tanmay Das, Director and CEO of Sense of Educare. He's a Director and CEO. He has over 25 years of vast experience in project management, strategic planning, organization, and human resources management across various industries. Dr. Swati Agarwal, Director and Consultant, Skin Nation Clinics. She's done her master's in dermatology with a gold medal. She's done her MD, and post that she's worked at AIMS, Hindurao, and NBMC College. And she's, with her keen interest in aesthetics, she's been trained under Dr. Waffles Wu from Singapore and Dr. Arthur Swift from Canada. Mr. Prashant Sinha, Head Skills and Centum Foundation. He's a professional with extensive experience of working with public sector. He's got more than 16 years of experience, worked as Ernst & Young, Accenture, PwC, as well as Deloitte. He's worked with all the big four groups. He's been a member of Champion Employer Committee of DDU-GKY under Ministry of Rural Development, and currently is based out of is the member of Industry Resource Committee of PBSSDM in West Bengal. Welcome on board, Prashant ji. With this, I would like to now proceed with the day's proceeding, and I would like to start quickly with Dr. Saha. Dr. Saha, शर्मा जी ने, डॉक्टर शर्मा ने भी नेशनल न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी के बारे में बहुत बोला. हमने आपके साथ न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी में काम भी बहुत किया है. एज यू नो, वीव इंक्लूडेड द बेसिक ग्रूमिंग एंड द वेलनेस व्हिच इंक्लूड योगा, न्यूट्रिशन, एवरीथिंग एट अ वेरी टेंडर एज ऑफ क्लास 6 फॉर द मिड स्कूल लेवल. While launching the new education policy, our Honorable Prime Minister has also said that if institutional strength is added to the inner strength of the student, their development will get expanded and they'll be able to do what they want to do. In your words, how this new education policy will focus on complete well-being of our school students so that they progress and are independent to take care of their own health, as well as decide on the curriculum that they would like to take up in the coming years of their life. Over to you, Dr. Saha.
Thank you, Monica. First of all, it's a greeting from Central Board of Secondary Education, all the panelists and all the viewers who have joined us from different parts of the globe. Happy Independence Day. Coming back to your question, with the vision of new education policy, I think there is a concept of whole school approach, and it is very much experimented in many countries. So holistic development in true sense, maybe in different part of the world are being conceived in a way that many a times it has been seen only the bookish knowledge or societal knowledge, experimental based learning and other things. But at this point of time, by means of new education policy, we want to actually look into the fitness aspects of the children. So fitness by means of both mentally and physically. Now, automatically, if one is physically fit or mentally fit, the wellness factor, because you are representing a beauty and wellness sector skills council. So here, I think automatically that the glue factors will come in. And here at CBSE, early interventions towards those life skills we want to do, because that independent thinking, especially from the young mind, that is very much essential. Now, that's why the one way it is very easy whenever we put something through the curriculum route. Otherwise, many a times, if it is not in the part of the core curriculum, then it may lead to something else. So that importance towards that objective building by means of earlier, let me explain one more point to bring my point for that. That co-curricular, extracurricular, and academic intervention, this was a kind of disjoint journey. New education policy said, no, nothing is disjoint. Everything should be under the ambit of curriculum. So whatever extracurricular by name of fitness and wellness and so-called life skill, these are very much part of the integral component of our curricular activities. So then that way we try to promote a holistic development by means of old school approach. And here I think new education policy categorically mentioned that early interventions, it may be as a hobby one can take as in class 6. We are planning to offer a foundation course on beauty and wellness from class 6. Because whether it is male or female, irrespective of a gender, I think this particular kind of course are being well taken by the society. And many a times after completing the UG program, people take the special coaching. And institute to institute, I know many good representatives, whether it is from yoga or beauty or other wellness sector, they run independent course in their platform and charging a huge amount. So they are, I think, that professionalisms one may expect as an outcome. But if these things are being embedded into the regular systems of curriculum delivery, then it becomes, whether it is a hobby or special kind of professionalism, over a period of 6 to 10 or 6 to 12, that 6 years of learning itself will direct them to be as a professional, to compete with the externally, laterally inclined professional. They are also having that kind of agility and resilience, so to compete with the others, even if they come out from the regular school systems, or else as a career pathway, I think they can choose very easily. So that way, I think new education policy is trying to push this kind of modular to direct curricular based agenda. Thank you.
Very rightly said, Dr. Saha. And as you mentioned, beauty and wellness is a foundation. It's not like the way we teach our younger generation, the toddlers, to brush their teeth, and that's a foundation for having good teeth. Similarly, good eating habits, good grooming will go a long way, whichever profession they want to take it up. Tomorrow they want to be doctors, they want to be engineers, they want to be makeup artists, they want to be beauty professionals. These skills will teach them to be at their best. So thank you so much. With this, I move to Professor Kambayat from obviously CBSE school to state board school also, because state board school play a very, very important role. And we work with PSSCVI very, very strongly under Professor Kambayat's umbrella. And we've been like encouraged to take up new job roles under PSSCVI schools. Sir, I would want you to share your views on incorporating more of integrated courses in skilling and how it can enhance the quality of vocational education and our training system. Over to you, Professor Kambayat. So you will have to unmute yourself.
Yeah, I hope I am loud now. Yeah. So a very good evening to all of you. Very respected Dr. Gulshan Sharma ji, who is an inspiring figure to every one of us, and very beloved Madam Monica Bahl, who is also always pushing us to do good for the vocational education sphere and all that. At the outset, allow me to extend warm greetings to each one of you as we celebrate 75th Independence Day today. I think when we talk about a country like us at 75th Independence Day, I think education and skills are going to be very vital. Honorable Prime Minister rightly said about Kaushalya Bharat, Kushal Bharat, and then finally Atmanirbhar Bharat. And I believe the foundation goes only through education and skill development. As you rightly said, that integration of courses like this, skill development, is actually changing the entire paradigm that we are looking at. If you look at all the development, probably that will give us the direction that we maybe started a bit late, but all the development in the world has already taken this move forward by introducing vocational courses or skill development programs for a younger age. As we call it as catch them young. This is the model which has been advocated on many national and international platforms. And I think India has lately but started very well. Honorable Prime Minister's ambitious vision of Skill India is taking a good shape. And I'm very happy to tell you, Ministry of Education has introduced Skill India mission component by introducing vocationalization of school education, by introducing vocational courses. Now, on my joining to PSSCIV, we added one more dimension, which was very much needed by the industry sector. As you know, many of our graduates who are passing out from school education, even higher education, do not find gainful employment. And one of the reasons was absence of the right employment. only domain knowledge is not going to help in some way. And that was the reason when I examined the existing model, then we thought it will be benefiting that we introduce employability skill along with vocational education program. So currently, as you are aware, 37% of the time is allocated for employability skill and 63% of the time is allocated for occupational skills. Now, within employability skill also, we have examined many good examples, national and international. In Indian context, which will be most suitable for Indian students that we study. And accordingly, communication skill, ICT skill, that is digital literacy skill, self-management skill, then entrepreneurial skills, which is very important for your domain of sector, and last most importantly, green skill. I think this is also true in your sector as well, because the products which are available in the market should also be friendly not only for the environment but for the human health. So environment, human health, wellness, everything goes hand in hand. And that's why green skill has been adopted, included into the employability skill. You'll be pleased to know that this initiative of introducing green skill was highly recognized by European Training Foundation. And PSSCIB was awarded the Green Skill Award 2021 for introducing green initiatives under employability skill. Now, when I look at the traditional courses and the schools which are offering vocational education program, you'll be pleased to know that there is a big change in the students' attitude in terms of their behavior, their confidence level. You will see a remarkable change wherever the vocational education goes. So what I strongly believe is that by introducing exposure to vocational education, by introducing vocational courses, there is going to be a big change we are going to. Our society is having a different notion for vocationalization or vocational education. But this new policy is giving a new impetus that there is no hard separation between vocational education and general education. So by introducing vocational courses along with general education is actually going to break the barriers and going to bring many changes in the mindset of the people, the way we look at vocational education in 21st century. And with your good support and many good support from other sector skill council, I'm very happy to share with the audience that we are currently working on 17 sectors. And around 13,000 schools are taking the benefit of vocational education. I know these are very early numbers, benefiting 13 lakh students. I know a country like us, 13 lakhs is a very small number, but a good beginning has been made. And I'm very happy to see that in the next year to next year, we are going to have the number double, triple, even quarter, or 4 times this number is going to happen. So these are my initial thoughts I felt sharing with you. And we need to work together, as Dr. Sharma ji said that we need more cooperation, we need more collaboration, because after all, this is our country and we should take pride doing for our own people, because they are the real resource for us.
Very rightly said, Ambayat. And now knowing that we are in the demographic dividend stage where our youth is our power, youth is our wealth that we have. So we need to guide them, handhold them, get them in the right direction, that this becomes not just a wealth for us, but it brings laurels to our nation, the way the 7 medals in the last Olympic has brought that laurels to us. And we've been like the happiest nation. I think we all celebrated the day we got the gold on 7th of August. So that's gonna be embedded as 7th August, 7 medals. First time India has got that kind of, and that also, I must say the credit for that also goes to our Honorable Prime Minister's vision, where he made sure that sports and fitness becomes a part and parcel of every student's student life as well as beyond that. Similarly, when we talk of, as you rightly also mentioned, Professor Kumaravel, when we talk about wellness, it's a 360-degree wellness, whether it's environmental wellness, whether it's making sure that greening is a part and parcel of your everyday life, not keeping your laptops always on charge or your mobiles on charge. These are very, very small things, but go a long way towards having a holistic wellness for our society and for each one of us. Thank you so much. And we always need your guidance and your encouragement to keep doing better and better. And as discussed with you, we should be getting onto some of an AI platform basis program where we would like PSSCVI to handhold us and take it to the next level. Thank you so much, Professor Kumar.
Can I just take 1 minute so that, this will also, is it okay? 1 minute only?
Please, please.
There are two important, information I feel will be of interest to many of all of us. First thing is, we need to start early. And that's why we have developed pre-vocational education from classes 6 to 8. So the guideline has already been developed and it is currently under review at NCERT headquarters. Now, why I'm sharing with you is that there are many aspects of beauty and wellness, including yoga. Small learning activities has already been identified and well articulated and integrated into that pre-vocational guidelines developed for classes 6 to 8. So that is one thing I thought will be some interest to many of us as we are advocating beauty and wellness. Second, last but very important initiative PSSCIV is taking forward is introducing vocational interest event, so that a considered opinion and considered choice is made by the student to opt vocational education. So a scientific approach, based on scientific approach, we have developed vocational interest inventory for class 8 student as well as for class 10. So it will be a totally online test. Student can take it online. This is going to help the teacher, the parent, and the student himself, that what kind of occupation he or she should take it. So, this is going to also bring a sea change the way we look at it. The teachers and the parents can identify the talent among the students, which sector, which vocation he or she should try to pursue. So at class 8 level will be one filtration, and at 10 level where the student become much more mature, so another level of intervention has been planted. And I'm very happy to tell you today, on this day, the first cut of final version of class 10 has been ready by PSSCIV. Our team has dedicatedly prepared, and I requested them that this is the day I would like to announce whichever platform I get it, because this is our tribute to great India for which we are all working. So thank you very much.
Congratulations, each one of us, from Dr. Sharma and from the entire beauty and wellness fraternity, on this great launch. And I must say, Professor Kambayat, PSSCVI is not just building the road, but is putting milestones on the roads. Who would have thought that the state schools would come forward in doing this online kind of a test where the students can get to know what is their interest. So hats off to you and your team. And we look forward to participating with you going forward.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
With that, I move to Gurpreet ji. Gurpreet ji, since you are too much into spirituality and you look at complete wellness of an individual as a holistic wellness, my question to you would be, in the current scenario where we are on one hand fighting corona, first wave, second wave, we are looking ahead at a third wave also. Kerala is giving us numbers every day, where there's good news which comes on one side that, okay, we are developing vaccinations, we've vaccinated so many crores of Indians, but at the same point of time, we are getting to hear some not so good news also in our day-to-day life. So how can we improve our quality of life and physical and emotional well-being when we keep getting bombarded with not so good news coming across? So over to you, Gurpreet ji.
Thank you, Monica, and thank you, Dr. Gulshan. A very happy Independence Day to everybody, all the participants and the panelists. I wish you all a very happy Independence Day, and takes me back to 15th of August 2020, when Dr. Gulshan was, I think, in Singapore. We were all stuck in different parts of the world, and we had an amazing session. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk about something that's very close to my heart. Yes, we are in the beauty and wellness industry, but as Monica, you mentioned, we go far beyond. It was a misconception when everybody said beauty and beauty parlors and all. We have gone a long way from there. We have got so much into wellness, and we have actually brought it front and center, that what is well-being. And if I think about what is well-being, it's not just the absence of a disease or an illness. It's a combination. You have to have physical, emotional, mental, social health. All of these are very important. And well-being, in my opinion, is when you're satisfied, when you're happy. And we cannot be happy all the time, because look at our circumstances. Look what has happened in the past almost 2 years. So times are tough, and it's taken a toll on everybody, maybe the women more than the men, but I think everybody's equally affected, because we're all unique. We're all different. Something that you may take in your stride, it may literally throw me off track. So we all deal with situations differently. And the only way that we can assure that we don't go off track and we don't hit rock bottom is with our well-being. And that well-being is not just coming from one source, it's coming from multiple sources. Sometimes we go through hell and high water, and then we look back and say, oh my God, how did I ever get through it? So these circumstances will happen in everybody's life, more so now because the outside world is attacking us with the pandemic, with joblessness, with emotional upsets, with depression, with everything that's going around. I think there's no easy answer, but it's a very simple way. And if I may just take a moment to reflect on my situation just this month and still ongoing, I went into a bout of asthmatic attacks, as I did in 2016 Diwali, with some chemical pollution. And I went through steroids, and I went through fractures and osteopenia and all. So this time around, I said, we have, in India, we have alternate therapy. I'm not putting down traditional medication, but I did not want to go the route of steroids and see the same result as before. I went in for Ayurveda, which is my first time. And I'm so pleased to say that the results have been mind-boggling. I just never had faith. I didn't try it. And now I said, what is the point in being in India and not taking advantage of all that we have? We have a holistic approach to everything. So I'm so glad to tell you that I am almost 80% better, and it has really worked wonders. So when people talk about Ayurveda and alternate methods, I think I'm going to be the first one to, raise my hand and say, it works. You should try it. So going on that track, I think we all find our roots. We find our way of dealing with situations. But if we can firstly acknowledge that the people around us, everybody is suffering. Suffering may not be a right word, but they have some stress, some anxiety, whether it's, home conditions or financial or jobs or school or online schools, everybody from adults, seniors, children, we all have to face a very different environment. So when I say emotional well-being and being happy, you need resilience. But it's so easy to say you have to be resilient. But when these things attack you, when life throws you a curveball, where is resilience? Who's going to come forward and hold my hand and pull me up? So in my opinion, the things that I've been propagating, because I've been very fortunate to be in India, off and on, whenever I have taken advantage of everything. And I've realized that the fitness, the physical fitness, whether it's exercise or walking, our sleeping, our circadian rhythm that we should know about, nutrition, as Dr. Gulshan and I spoke earlier, is a very big factor. We hardly know what is nutrition. We only know food. We don't know nutrition. And that's a very sensitive issue that we need to bring out. Relationships, then the relaxation. Everybody needs, whether it's meditation, whether it's relaxation, and yoga. Yoga is such a big giver. I mean, everything from mental to physical well-being, yoga can do that. And I think we are fortunate to have these things in place. And now all we need to do is come up with a package. with the package that we can offer every child, like Dr. Kambayat was saying about grade 6, when we are offering them pre-vocational education, we can always offer them this as well, because on their path to achievements, they will definitely need spirituality. They will definitely need yoga. They will definitely need meditation. If we have come upon this in a later age, I'm a senior citizen, and I can say that had I started this 30 years ago, I would have been much healthier emotionally, mentally, physically, in every which way. So recognizing that our emotional health is as important as our physical health, is as important as our beauty, inside, outside beauty, everything counts. And I'm just saying that if we have to help each other, as we know, we are all Paramatma's children, we need to look at each other as our brothers and sisters and uplift everybody. I think lately what I discovered is that just saying 2 words to anybody, whether it's your cook at home or the guard at your building or your driver, just giving them a very nice pranam and just giving them 2 words of upliftment makes their day, makes them better. And if all of us go around doing it to everybody around, can you imagine if we are all going around with a shining light and just doing it we don't have to do it just for our family, just for our friends, just for our employees, just for our co-workers. No, everybody has some anxiety, some stress. Let's recognize that. Let's uplift them. The attitude of faith brings healing. So if we have that attitude of faith and we share it, some people are weak. There are weak souls. Some have become weak due to circumstances. We are there. We are their friends in faith. We must take the responsibility to uplift them. So I think spirituality needs a place in every heart. We are blessed to be in India with the opportunities of meditation, pranayam, yoga. These are the daily regimes that can benefit all of us. The praise and encouragement that we can give, not just to our children, to everybody, I think I went on a challenge. I put myself on a challenge that I am now not healthy physically with my asthma. I will get up at 5 and go for a walk. So I put myself to another challenge that every day, at least 15 people, I am going to give some words of encouragement. So that is my meal. It's part of my diet. Every day I have to do that. I must. And if I don't go out of the house, then I better go out and walk and find those people, because somebody out there needs encouragement. Somebody out there, just like me, when I'm down and out, I hope everybody will come to my rescue, will come and lift my spirits. So recognizing the poor emotional health and reaching out and helping those who need. And sometimes I'll be the one in need, and blessing. I think blessing is such a great word, because when you bless somebody, you actually get blessed. I never thought about it, but now I think, मेरे हाथ में जो नहीं है मैं दे भी नहीं सकती हूँ. मेरे हाथ में आएगा तो मैं आगे दूंगी. So if I'm giving a blessing, first I'm getting blessed. So which is such a big thing. It's such a huge, huge feeling of comfort, and the vibrations that you can spread with, with your pure thoughts, with your encouragement. It's like वायुमंडल को शुद्ध कर रहे हैं. And अगर हम सब भी करें, हम सब रोज करें, और सब जिसके साथ भी करें, but can you imagine, we will make a difference. It's one drop at a time. But I think that for me is my taking on this pandemic, that everybody walking around must be a shining light. And I'm really grateful that I am in India and I have the opportunity to learn so much from the gurus, whether it's pranayam or yoga or meditation. We are blessed. We are blessed. And I once again want to thank Dr. Gulshan for listening to my rhetoric. I will not stop talking about it till it actually happens in the schools. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ji. And you very rightly said, and it's very important to have that feeling of abundance. You have abundance, you give it back to the universe, and you're blessed with abundance. And be the light. amongst all the darkness that you are in. Thank you so much. With those motivational words, we move on to Mr. C.K. Kumaravel, who every time ends up giving us the mantra of life. And I've been blessed in last, I think, say about a month, we've had the opportunity on listening to him and getting so many mantras on how to make beauty and wellness come forward, not only as a preferred occupation, but even as a preferred entrepreneurship skill for the women. And Mr. Kumaravel, you've taken it upon yourself to make sure that India becomes a housewife-free nation. So we want you to enlighten us that how you and your team at Naturals and the initiative that I'm a little preview to, that you've been kind enough to share with me, that Naturals is taking forward to make sure that the women entrepreneurs who've been always been neglected in the Indian society or have faced a lot of hardships in this time phase of COVID, you are gonna, through your initiatives and with other like-minded people with you, are gonna make sure that the women workforce get back into the economies of the world and become financially independent. Over to you, Mr. Kumaravel.
Thank you, my friend Monica. My pranams to Dr. Gulshan Sharma and all the panelists. We have warm evening wishes and happy Independence Day to everyone. I believe that women are foolish to pretend that they are equal to men. Actually, they are superior, and they always have been. This seed for me came back 42 years before. 1979, September 12th, my father died. The next day, my mother called all six children. I am the youngest. My eldest brother was 25. I am 13. 4 siblings in between. She called all 6 of us and told, from today, I am going to be your father and mother. As a 13-year-old, I did not even realize what she is trying to say. All I could comprehend was family is in some kind of trouble. But for the next 35 years, she exactly lived what she has said on that day as her father and mother. Not only that, she ran a school, she ran agriculture, she ran business, she ran a bakery unit, she ran a tailoring. She ensured all 6 of us are not only safe, but also successful. That is when I saw a power of a woman. If she is pushed to a corner, what kind of this thing she is able to take on hand and really shape the family and in the process also shape the society. And that was my first, what I got. And then I looked at when I wanted to start my business, my wife Veena said, both my kids have started going to school. She said, I don't want to remain at home and remain as housewife. I want to showcase my talent. I want to showcase my potential. I want to test my mettle. I want to do something in business. And that is how Naturals was started 20 years before, with the idea that Veena should become self-employed and we are going to make 60,000 rupees a month. That was a very, very small dream. Today we have got 680 salons, 11,000 plus employees, 400 and plus financially independent women entrepreneurs. All this is possible because of that one seed. Because so many women with so much talent, and that talent has not been exposed to the world, and the talent remains at home only. And people call me as an exponent of women entrepreneurship. I am not. I'm a beneficiary of women entrepreneurship. And that's exactly is what I am. And I want to share one story which happened very, very close to my heart. This happened when I opened my 8th salon, first salon in Coimbatore. I used to go every month to see that salon. And there used to be one family who used to come and spend some 5,000 rupees. My franchise partner introduced me to that family. And I said, thank you very much for your patronage. I'm very privileged. And she said, sir, I am coming from Karur to Coimbatore. Every month, twice I come only for Naturals. Why not you open a salon in Karur? I said, Karur is a small time, ma'am, small town. Let me do some market research before I take a decision. She said, okay, do a market survey. But before I could do a market survey, she identified a place. She called me to Karur. I went to Karur and I saw the place. I liked the place. She invited me to her house. I walked in. There was a BMW on the left-hand side, a Mercedes-Benz on the right-hand side, and few more small cars. I told myself, why is this lady wanting to open a natural salon? Anyway, I walked in, met her husband, 2 sons, 2 daughter-in-laws. I told myself 30 lakh loss also will not affect this family. Chalo, let us open. I opened the salon, and 1 year later, she called me. She said, thank you. I said, for what, ma'am? She said, this month I have made 50,000 rupees profit. I said, good, ma'am, good beginning. You can make up to 1.5 lakh, 2 lakh, and it will be very useful for you. And the last line was the mistake I did. She said, no, sir, I don't have any money problem. My house will always have 10 lakhs in cash, jewelry and document extra. But for any money I spend, I need to give accounts to my husband and to my 2 sons. This is my money. I can spend the way in which I want. I said, you have made my day. The best fashion statement you can make is standing on your own legs. Today in India, what is the problem? The society is like a bird. The men and women are its 2 wings, but the bird is trying to fly with 1 wing. Swami Vivekananda quoted so beautifully. India may have got independence in 1947. Have Indian got independence? Is the women at home got independence? Is she having financial independence? This is the question we need to ask. Women are now educated. When it comes to the education, women have surpassed men also. But somewhere the society is trying to, control women, or put them in a cage. They put the bird in the golden cage, and they give the bird nice fruits, nice dry fruits. They give badam. They give cashews. They give. But what the bird needs is freedom to fly. Can we give that bird the freedom to fly? Can we channelize their dreams? How many potentials, how many dreams, how many talents are sleeping between the 4 walls of the home? How can a country of 138 crores, 138 crores grow when half of the population is not contributing to the financial kitty of the nation? I think it is a great injustice happening to the women, and it is a great opportunity in disguise. And that's what today I can say. So many women who come to me in the beginning, they say, hey, I am after all a woman. How can I do business? I don't know much. And this thing, that thing, only my brother will do, my father will help, my husband will help. Today I can very proudly and arrogantly say I have created a lot of house husbands. The women have started making more money than the men. And because of that, the men are becoming very tamed. I think what India requires is financial independence of women. I am not against women doing household chores. I am actually in favor of men also doing household chores. There should not be a housewife, etc., etc. Everybody should participate in house, and everybody should participate in the financial welfare of the family and in the financial welfare of the society and the country at large. That is what I call together, let us build a beautiful India. Thank you so much and best wishes.
Thank you so much. And as always, it's a pleasure listening to you and getting your mantras. Yes, you rightly said, let's divide everything equally, whether it's the household chores or the responsibility of being financially independent. Let India as a bird fly with both its wings. So on our panel, and at least in our sector, you will find a lot of women coming forward who've made a name for themselves, and these women are the role models for everyone else. So a big salute to all these women who are paving the way for the younger generation. And we want you to further handhold each and every girl you come across and lead them towards a path of a financial independence, which we need. After being 75-year-old independent nation, we need to bring that independence to the girl and to the women of our nation as well. As I showed you, 40 crore women in the age group of 15 to 35 years of age are unemployed. So the responsibility lies on each one of us to handhold maybe one along the way and take them to the next level. The way Mr. Kumaravel has brought in so many, we can each do one each. So with that, I will move
and
on.
that's my way of saying thank you to my mother.
Yeah, absolutely. And I must mention here, as you mentioned about your mother, women are the best when it comes to multitasking. A mother, a homemaker, an entrepreneur, director in the big organization, she can play all these roles without even a flinch of tiredness or sharing that burden onto anybody else. So hats off to your mom also. With that, yes, Dr. Sharma.
With your permission, Monica ma'am, the gentleman who had been taking care of all young boys and girls in entire northeast part of India. And there is a body called Mega Entertainment. And every year they organize a beauty contest. They go to all the 8 states of Northeast and finally bring 100, the children, that means 50 boys and 50 girls to Guwahati. And they do the grooming and finally launch them nationally and internationally. I'm going to put CKK with them along with you, because let's enter the Northeast together and we should help out the best possible way, because he has posted such a wonderful comment for CKK. You see it on the YouTube, and that's called Mr. Abhijit Singha, who is the entire region last 17 years, the beauty contest of Northeast part of India. Please go ahead. Please go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Absolute pleasure. I'll be very happy, privileged.
We are all there to not just to be with you, but to follow you and make sure that the Northeast come up in a big way. With that, I think it makes a lot of sense to bring in our Northeast Queen, Dr. Madhumita Saikia, on the question. Dr. Madhumita, she operates out of Guwahati, takes care, has got institutes across all the states of Northeast. Dr. Madhumita, how one can achieve good wellness with Ayurveda therapies and Ayurveda practice? We heard Gurpreet ji talking and giving all her gyan on Ayurveda, how Ayurveda has helped her out. And she's been gaga over alternate therapy in Ayurveda this time when she had to undergo a treatment, and then she, out of choice, decided to go with Ayurveda. According to you, how can the natural techniques and remedies can relieve not just the stress, but build a community and immunity for an individual and leads to restoring wellness for a complete individual and to the community? Over to you, Dr. Madhumita.
Namaskar, very big namaskar, all the beautiful people on the panel. It's really nice to hear from you, Dr. Gulshan and Monica. You were always there to lead us ahead, and that's why a big thank you on this Independence Day. So my forte is Ayurveda, and I do not know why. It's a part of me. I have been, that's why I have been following it since my childhood, and I without even knowing that I have been following Ayurveda. Ayurveda, the science of life, is always for the preventive and also curative aspect of making human relieve and be alive with good health, not only physically, but psychologically, mentally, and also physically. So this is why we say that Ayurveda is a science to make us healthy physically, mentally, and psychosomatically. So whenever we see a goddess or whenever we see our elders give us Ashirvad, bless us, it is always like this in the Ashirvad Mudra. Through this Ashirvad Mudra, they always say, everything will be prevented. You will nurture with good health and will progress more and more. That is why we start with this Ashirvad. And when we fold our hands like this and touch our forehead, this is to mean that this is me, where I am assembled. This is my home. This is my abode. The place where my prana or the conscience is. From here, the energy flows all over our body. And this energy is the sole purpose, and it is the sole thing that keeps us healthy. And whenever we are in stress, then the energy goes lower. It becomes very feeble. And that is when our immunity goes down. So Ayurveda actually aims at making us healthy to every aspect, to prevent all disease, be immune and stressless. That is why whether we do it through Panchakarma, whether we do it through Rashayana, whether we do it through Abhyanga, it is always prevent all diseases and and cure yourself and be the actual human that you want to be. Be happy and be always be within yourself in a very happy and healthy state. So this is why Ayurveda is so close to me. Even in yoga, it always gives this the perception that people should prevent all the diseases, remain stressless, and improve their immunity to be healthy. So when we say that in Ayurveda, we say that what happens when we are so bad and in immunity, when we get all this kind of diseases, do you know why? Because our doshas gets imbalanced. These doshas gets imbalanced because our energy level goes imbalance. So we should not let our energy levels to go down. But when our bata is imbalances, it actually makes us more irritated. We cannot think properly. We become more stressful and angry, and we cannot actually concentrate on anything. And when our pitta is imbalanced, we get all these flatulence problems. We get our problems with digesting our food, and also we get too much irritated and angry. We cannot accept any kind of criticism at that level. And also, we always try to act so fast, but that is not possible always. And when our kapha imbalances, we become very, very lazy. We don't feel like working. We don't feel like doing anything, but just sleep and laze away our time. So here, what happens is that our kundalini actually gets very much disarrayed when Ida and Pingala, they actually goes in Susamna. It realizes ojas, that is the energy in us which makes us glowing. And this ojas decreases if we have too much of ama. This ama may have nija and agantu. Nija means that is within ourselves. Suppose we do not feel like exercising, we are very stressful, then that we are very tension, we have lots of anxiety, and we may not have good sleep at night. We may not feel hungry. Our digestion may be desired, and we may not get proper hunger and anything like that. We may not feel satisfied anywhere. That is where we really feel bad. Then another thing which we have is this agantu. That is the external. External is that the pollution, the bacteria, and also the things like we get our immunity low by getting interact by other. This is the thing actually is happening present with the pandemic. That is the COVID. When we are internally, our immunity is low because we really do not want to become immune and we do not want to become healthy. We just give up. A person actually dies because the person gives up. Oh, we do not want to live anymore. It's the pain is too much, and they go to the outer world. But when
Madhurikaji, energy is what flows in, and as you rightly said, it has to flow through the chakras.
yes.
And now I know the reason of you being energetic 24/7 always. So we will, I think, what the knowledge that you have on Ayurveda on how to balance our energy is so vast. We can have one complete webinar only on that with you, and how to make sure COVID is kept outside our bodies, outside our cities, and outside our country, keeping our energy barriers very, very high. Thank you so much for being so energetic and giving us all the energy to come on it. I will now go to Richa ji. Richa is at the airport. She has to board a flight. She has been very kind enough, hi Richa, to get onto our panel on celebrating Independence Day. Richa, we all are going, as Madhumita ji also was mentioning, about COVID-19 pandemic and how this has impacted our lives. So I would want to ask you how managing our inner well-being is important in terms of managing the physical health. Inner well-being and physical health, how they're correlated, and what are the coping strategies that we need to bring forward to keep ourselves socially, mentally, and emotionally well, specifically during these tough times that we all are going through. Over to you, Richa.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Happy Independence Day. I think I'm audible because I'm not used to headphones. Okay. So in past 1.5 years, we have seen a lot of stress, a lot of uncertainty due to COVID-19 pandemic, and the stress which has triggered not only the physical and mental stress, it has also, related to emotional stress, social stress, environmental stress, and financial stress. So, as Monica ji asked me that how can we, cope up with this? What are the strategies? So, from my point of view, I would say that the most important thing is self-care and organizing yourself. Because if you're taking care of yourself and you're organized, you can cope up with the situation and you can help the others also. So to start with, I'll divide the well-being into four parts: physical, mental, emotional, and financial. Uh, as we all are talking about health, nutrition, Monica ji also mentioned, Dr. Gulshan also mentioned about the nutrition. So nutrition is one of the most important things. We are talking about nutrition, and I think in last 1 year जितना हमने nutrition and healthy food के बारे में बात की होगी या social media में या the information which we are getting is tremendous and everybody is using that. But when I talk about nutrition, I would like to tell people that yes, it is very important to eat healthy. And in India, we have so much of superfood available with us, the traditional food like tulsi, amla, we have ginger, garlic. We are rich with such superfood. But what is happening, everybody is talking about it. And most of the people know green vegetable khane hai, healthy khane hai. But what I would suggest to personally, just to add to the information, what others have is that it is not only that you need to have the superfood. It is equally important that you have a seasonal food, which is easily available, which is more healthier, and do not overuse an ingredient. You know what is happening is लोग काढ़ा पीते जा रहे हैं, but people are overdoing it. You need to balance it because overdoing will also affect your physical health. It can create acidity, it can create a lot of things. So balancing a nutritious diet is more important. So don't overdo it. Eat a complete traditional food which is cooked at home and is locally available. So eating healthy is one thing which is very important for physical well-being. Then we're talking about fitness. So move your body. Fitness is all about, it is not only just that going to a gym. Fitness can be you going for a walk, you are taking yoga, you are doing a little exercise at home. It is a body movement. It is a neuromuscular movement. आपकी body को आप move करेंगे, healthy होगी, आप fit होंगे. So good nutrition and little exercise, yoga will definitely work very well for your, physical health. Then the next thing is good sleep. Because of a lot of stress, people are taking, like the people who are working from home, they're taking too much of caffeine, because of which they're not able to sleep properly. Their routine is not, initially when people used to go to the office, they used to have a routine. But at home, the routine is not so good. So the sleep pattern is also disturbing. So try and have a good sleep, which is very important for wellness, for your complete mental and physical wellness. The next is, I would like to say that during this time, the most important thing was connected to people, connected to your family, because the happiness around you, you can create, you can share the happiness, you can have positive people around you. In family, you can have a family dinner together. You can play a board game. My personal experience used to be a Chinese checker, which used to connect the whole family, all three generations, which was very, de-stressing. So, such activities will bring you together and will bring a positivity. Meditation and yoga has already been spoken, so I'll not speak much about it, but yes, it is very important for mental balance. So people who can do it must do it. Then other than that, generally what, most of us have done, also tried also, I'm just repeating it again, is the cooking. Cooking has one thing which is really, the kids also have started cooking, which was a very de-stressing and, creating a happy moment and a binding, and especially when the outcome is good, the happiness it is created also helps you in de-stressing and, complete well-being. Then also, there are people who are trying music therapies. There are certain things, hobbies like gardening. People are doing gardening, which is again a very good thing. Then you have the music therapy. Then also for the people, like there's one thing which in Japan people are following. It is called a forest bath. Going to an area which is green, taking the natural deep breath and the environment, a green environment, also gives you somewhere, mental relaxation, emotion. You get a time to think, you get a time to reorganize yourself. So that's also very important. And one thing more I would like to say is that reframing your anxiety. People are talking about anxiety. So anxiety is not about just, it is also giving you a warning or a time to rethink, replan. So use it as a hint to improve yourself. The next thing I would like to talk about is the social well-being.
I think we will take it at this. Thank you so much for giving us forest walk, music therapy, what Dr. Sharma had also said, and giving us the mantra not to overdo it. That's very, very important. Everything, whether it's superfoods, whether it's exercise, needs to be balanced. We need to maintain that balance in life, the way nature has a balance in itself. So
and organize yourself.
Yeah. Yes, and have a safe flight. And
Thank
all the
you.
best. I hope you're not going for a forest track yourself. Now, that you are catching too. Okay. Take care. We move on to Mr. Chirag Sethi. Chirag, are you there? I can't see you. If you can just put on your video, Chirag, if you are there. In the meantime, I'll move on to Leena ji. Leena ji, how education in rejuvenation, as you specialize in spa and rejuvenation along with makeup also, and you're a Sedesco professional yourself, how education in rejuvenation can lead to an improving the number of wellness practitioners in our country. Dr. Sharma ने भी बोला कि हमें wellness practitioners चाहिए and rejuvenation sector से ज़्यादा चाहिए. So how we can bring in that change into our education system and can help Dr. Sharma get his forge of wellness experts ready to be sent across all the nations as an India's export. So over to you, Leena.
First of all, I wish everyone a very happy 75th Independence Day, and thank you so much, BWSCC, Monica, Mr. Gulshan Sharma, for inviting me, and warm greetings to all dignitaries in this program today. Basically, I strongly feel a key to improving human well-being around the world is to improve participation rate in education. Then it is rejuvenation education or any beauty and wellness education or any academic education, because education generally allows individuals to live strong, healthier, longer and positive life. Because we are talking about education in rejuvenation, of course, health is more of a aspect which I generally look for. So if we have a system which inculcate all anatomical and physiological aspect in rejuvenation, certainly it gives you more intellectual clarification about the inner health and the external health. So rejuvenation, beauty and wellness is kind of a health education makes the case that change is necessary and the benefits are worth the enormous amount of physical, emotional and psychological efforts required to this process. So the rejuvenation schools, even the students must also incorporate new routines to consistently make better, healthier choices. For example, if I go for the rejuvenation industry is booming and it is mainly due to the grooming desire among both and men women to look good, feel good about themselves. And it is a need of the life. And whenever the customer visits a salon to avail beauty treatments and therapies, therefore, beauty salon has to provide a satisfied experience to their customers in right education. So if we provide how to take customer services, how to provide customer services in appropriate manner will be really, really advisable because that is a required and desired treatment for the client. So below are some main things in education in rejuvenation, which we need to take into consideration. That would be, first of all, anatomical and physiological aspects, which I have told about. It could be skin related treatment. It could be hair related treatment. So rejuvenation in all aspects. And of course, nail, makeup, aesthetic treatments are also included in this. So pre-care and post-care should be included. There should be various internship programs must be involved in the program once they complete their one term or a second term. We must inculcate that also, and of course this should be fixed number of hours in each subject to taught, and there should be a compulsory teaching process. Compulsory teaching process in the sense compulsory teaching process including assignments, including test series and then internship programs, and which will certainly followed by the placement options. If we include all these things in our rejuvenation process, I'm sure there will be a lot of practitioners who would like to take this field as a career. And of course, business studies, even the professional ethics, these are the some syllabus content, according to me, would be really, really advisable. And some rejuvenation education will be on what is skin aging, then definitely general visible signs, and what does treatments for the body ache or body pain does, even for the tan removal treatments, and the pattern of personalized sessions. According to that health regime, we can plan a certain strategical manner syllabus and stress reduction programs, health screening, exercise programs, activities, nutrition education, and of course, weight loss programs also. So these are some aspects which I feel if we take into consideration while designing a curriculum for the rejuvenation education. Because, because the quality education enables people to develop all their attributes. This is what I feel. And keep learning, everyone.
Yes, very. And you've added practically everything what a rejuvenation specialist, whether traditional rejuvenation or a modern kind of a rejuvenation, could be Thai massages, Swedish massages, they should keep in mind. Yes. Thank you so much. With that, we move on to Ms. Preeti Seth. Preeti, you are a nutritionist also by your profession, who's now more of a esthetician and a cosmetologist, moved into that sphere. Keeping in mind what Richa also said, that there are superfoods which are available just across the corner into your next grocery store, which we were always ignoring, and we were only going in for very high-end kind of foods to give us the nutrition or to give us the immunity that we were looking at. The current state of pandemic has brought us to know what is available in every nook and corner of our own society, our building, our community. What is needed by an individual to build a stronger immunity when it comes to good eating habits and to have a resistance to infections? So what, as per you, would you like to share your
First of all, I would like to thank you, Monica, for inviting us, and Dr. Gulshan Sharma for giving us this opportunity to share our thoughts and vision for making India better. And to be honest, we have all gone through this pandemic, and in my language, being a wellness expert, I would say it was less pandemic, more of panic. So actually we had forgotten our ancient protocols wherein we used to say that our kitchen is our dispensary, and how we can take care of our body by only following those kitchen-based food, those superfoods. So first of all, if we have to make sure that our immunity is good and we are ready to fight with not just this pandemic, in coming years, because if you see in the past also, these episodes of viruses keeps coming. Immunity boosting or immunity booster has been one word in last 2 years, which I think has been used majorly. So we have to, immunity boosting is not just a 1-day job or a week's job or 10 days or a month. It has to be a continuous process. So we have to make sure that our body is in a system of fighting. Our WBCs are getting enough zinc so that they are also in a good situation to fight with any kind of infection. We are taking right amount of vitamin C. I would not say that you have to just pop in vitamin C, Lim C, or there are so many medicines. You can actually go in for juices. You can always take some vitamin C rich foods and fruits, which will take care of your immunity. But first and foremost is, our digestive system is one system which burns maximum calories and which needs to have right amount of resting time also. If you'll keep eating something or the other, without even, realizing that, which is called an intuitive eating, without even being hungry, we keep eating by thinking that, okay, let's have this decoction also, let's eat this, let's have this kada, which is not good actually. You need to see that what is right and right proportionately only you are taking. So rightly said that if we have to build up our immune system on everyday basis, our diet should have pumpkin, our diet should have garlic, our diet should have curcumin, which you get from turmeric. So you have to make sure that you are eating equal quantity and balanced diet. So when I say balanced diet meaning balancing of all nutrients, macro and micro. So to take care of your body, you need to make sure that you're psychologically healthy, physiologically healthy, and emotionally also. So I would say majorly you have to sleep well, you have to follow that, so that your physical activity has to be there, so that you release BDNF, which is brain deriving neurofactor hormones, which make you feel happy. You're releasing dopamine, and be healthy on food. So vitamin C rich diet, with your zinc, your folate, you have to make sure that you're not popping in medicine. You are getting everything from your kitchen.
Very rightly said, Preeti. And very importantly, you mentioned that we need to give break to our stomach and our intestine also. It's not a 24/7 machine. That's why intermittent fasting was a craze about 2 years back, when everyone was going on to 12 hours of intermittent fasting and 18 hours of intermittent fasting. And that give fabulous result, because treat your body as a temple. Temple also has hours of devotion. You can't just get into a temple at any given point of the time. So thank you so much, Preeti. With that, we move on to Ashish. Ashish is from Art of Living, with whom we are doing our upcoming yoga as a demo skill. Ashish, while we are talking about physical wellness and healthy eating habits and spiritual wellness, everything we are talking about, how making and being at peace with your own self is important in today's life, and how practicing yoga can help us integrate our body, mind, and soul, and can lead to inner contentment. So over to you, Ashish.
Thank you, Monica ji. Thank you, Gulshan ji. And I thank BWSS and the Indian Chamber for Service Industry for inviting me for this 75th year of independence. And while you are talking, everybody is talking about wellness, healthy eating habits, and increasing the dopamines, and making a lifestyle which is more conducive for a mind to be in the present moment and a happy state. Well, yoga is one solution for that. And when we talk about yoga, the first thing that everybody can agree to, and we have been educated for many years, thanks to Narendra Modi ji, that yoga is uniting. This everybody would definitely know in India, outside India. But this uniting of the body, mind, and the self is very important. When in the Western countries, most of the people still believe that yoga is all about asanas. Yes. But in reality, as we Indians, those who are connected with our culture, we know that it's something even beyond the only the physical realm. It's exploring the inner self. So whenever we feel content or contented in our life, it is always coming from the state of being in yoga and being united with our true joyous nature, which is the self. For example, after having a very tasty meal or maybe a chocolate cake, there is some amount of contentment that comes. With the chocolate cake, the smile came in everybody's face. So the contentment is coming. And then with that, the mind gets inwards. So in the Indian culture, this is a statement which is very prevalent, and it's known that antarmukhi sadasukhi. The one who is putting his consciousness inward is always happy. So we are not saying that only by eating chocolate cake happiness is going to come, but we are trying to make this point established, that joy and the contentment that we feel that is coming from a chocolate cake or from any other thing that we are seeing, the music that we are listening to, is actually coming from within, which is the true source of joy. So that's why when we do yoga practices, we are trying to move the mind with a conscious effort towards the source of joy. So this is the beauty of yoga. And yoga is also, generally, used as a synonym for the words yogyata. Yoga say yogyata, that is having a skill. For example, if we are having, or if we are eligible, and if we are doing something, whatever we are doing is happening effectively. Yes. And if we are not eligible for a particular thing, the work that we do doesn't happen effectively. So to improve the skill that will help the work to be completed effectively, we need yoga. So especially today in the context of the beautiful Independence Day, we see that our actions are also so dependent on the words and our reactions of the mind of people around. Yes, somebody comes in and tells, oh, you are looking so beautiful today. You're looking so healthy today. And we are like, oh my God, I am the best person in this planet. And the next room that you go into, or the next person you meet, and that person tells you, oh, you know what clothes are you wearing? You should not be wearing this. And immediately we start feeling angry, sad, anxious. So we are totally, dependent on the emotions that are coming to our mind because of the reactions and the actions of inflicted by others' words and situations around us. We are like puppets. And because of the other people's influence, we keep changing our mind. Yes, is this true, right? So as India became free and was able to make it its own beautiful destiny, so on a personal level too, we should have a freedom of the control of the emotions and the mind. We have the skill to be free from all that. So this is true freedom that we should all resolve today to have. A freedom of being free from the collection, or basically the control of emotions and control of other people moving. It's like a remote, people have a remote. In Art Living, we always say that there is a remote in other person's hand, and whatever channel they would want to move us to, they can move us. If they want to make us angry, they say split a word, we become angry. If they want to make us feel happy, they say a word and we are completely off balance. But yoga is always having that space of mind where we are totally untouched by everything. That is why it's called samatvam yoga uchyate. Yeah, having that skill is yoga. And when you have that skill, you have an equanimous state of mind. In fact, I would like to mention that one of the greatest scriptures in India, which is of yoga, which is called the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, it is said that the suspension of the modulations of the mind, a mind is always moving into the outside. And the suspension of this movement in the external world, when we move it inwards, then we feel the real freedom, because we are free from the reaction and action of people around us. Yes, we all agree, right? And in this real freedom, we are able to give our 100% attention to the work. For example, the recent Neeraj Chopra, who got javelin gold from the Tokyo Olympics, if you see how he was performing in the Olympics, I'm pretty sure everybody was glued to their televisions during that particular day. So he was not bothered about what people are saying, what people are, how far the other people are throwing, but he was giving 100%. And this is exactly what yoga is, giving 100%. So even when we are doing asanas, pranayamas, and we keep thinking, oh, what I'm going to have today for dinner, is it going to be effective for me? This is moving away from yoga. And then it only becomes a mere gymnastic activity, right? So whatever skills we have to completely make it useful. And we can definitely make it more useful when the mind is at peace. And this gives us a real freedom. So the whole bottom line of whatever I was saying, that with the contentment in the mind, with the peace in the mind, when we are connected with our own true self, then our skill to do whatever skill under the ambit of the beauty and skill wellness happens. If the mind is completely at peace, we have the skill to have that inner freedom, and we are able to give 100% to everything.
Very rightly said, Ashish. And that's the mantra, mindfulness. Be in the present. Do whatever you're doing with 100% of your attention span, of your energy, everything. And as you rightly said, to be happy, look inwards rather than looking outward and giving your remote of happiness or your life in anyone else's hand. So lovely hearing it from you, Ashish, and it's really motivating. And I think not only the students who are listening and who are tuned to this channel would look into picking up mindfulness and yoga as a skill to improve other skills, but all of us also would follow your advice and would, even while doing yoga, would only do yoga and not think about the dinner, which should be ready on the table in an hour's time. So we'll do that. Thank you, Ashish. With that, we move on to Dr. Swati. We've talked about chocolate cakes, Dr. Swati. We've talked about good food. We've talked about superfood. And we've talked about Ayurveda. We've talked about yoga. We've talked about rejuvenation. But you are a dermatologist. We would like you to tell us, as a doctor, as a practicing dermatologist, people specifically after COVID, you must be seeing a lot of people who've undergone COVID and who've been disturbed with whatever has been happening in the pandemic in and around them, are coming to doctors and to dermatologists, especially with issues with skin and hair. And let me tell you, people who've recovered from COVID are all complaining of hair loss, losing hair in bunches. And most of them are facing this not just as a post-COVID symptom, but also as an anxiety symptom. And there's a lot of digital screen that we are giving it to us ourselves. Dr. Gulshan Sharma, 1128 webinar he's sitting on. So look at the kind of exposure he's given to his skin and to his hair on the screen timing. So what, as a dermatologist, are certain tips that you would like to give us to make sure that in the current scenario, when we are all glued to our mobiles and to our laptop screens, we can safeguard our skin, that UV exposure can be safeguarded? And in case if somebody is recovering from COVID, what care should be taken for good skin and good hair? Over to you, Dr. Swati.
Thank you so much, Monica. First of all, happy Independence Day, everyone. Thank you to Dr. Gulshan Sharma, sir, for having me here. And it's a privilege to be among such distinguished dignitaries today. And it was amazing to hear. Actually, it was the best use of my 75th Independence Day, seeing the enthusiasm in so many young and not so young people all holding hands together and, doing for something which they really are passionate about. So I would take first 1 minute before actually going to your question, Monica, to put forward what I feel as a dermatologist, taking the opportunity of this platform, is that we love this industry of beauty and wellness. There's nobody I've found on this, any time in my life who says I don't want to look good. So yes, this holds true. When you look good, you feel confident, you look better. People, as Ashish Palji was saying, when people compliment you, the aura changes. The way you are holding yourself changes. But I want to put a special mention here. Being a doctor and also being passionate about my work, it is also equally important to accept some imperfections. I teach my patients, and I want to take the advantage of this platform saying it's important to make people, learn to feel comfortable in their skin. We can't all be fair. We can't. Dusky is beautiful to me. So when I see people panicking about a different color, the entire family is fair and I'm not. Panicking about looking different from how everybody around looks. And when I go in the inside, I realize that what is it that's making them comfortable is not how they look in the mirror. It's about how people make them feel that they are looking. So as Ashish ji was rightly saying, and honestly, I was smiling more rather than the cheesecake, more on the fact that yes, I hold the frequency because yes, if other people hold our remotes, it's also important what we are inculcating and preaching, and what we are giving across that they are thinking about. So if we look at somebody saying, "Oh, what has happened to you?" that I would say is not something that we are doing great. If that person runs with the remote, let's hold the right remote to the right people. And that's how, and that's when we actually pave the path to free India, where people can actually carry along hand in hand, can actually walk, with confidence, but even some imperfections that are just okay. We are happy to treat, but it's okay sometimes to not look the best on your, very important day. And I have a bad hair day. It's fine, right? So just thank you for this extra 1 minute. And yes, going to the question, yes, we are dealing with a lot of hair concerns and skin concerns post pandemic. It's not yet over, I would say, the pandemic. And very rightly said by so many people, I'll start with hair loss, which in medical terminology is telogen effluvium. Before going into how we treat it, the most common cause of telogen effluvium is stress. So it's not the pandemic of only COVID, it's a pandemic of panic where people are stressed out. Oh, even if they're not infected, they're in the panic that I'll get infected tomorrow. They are in the panic, oh, what will happen after the vaccination? Oh, first dose had fever, second dose will be, I'll be gone. So, and family members are in panic because obviously somebody from the family is acutely ill, somebody is hospitalized. So those are the causes of acute hair fall that we term as telogen effluvia. So what happens is our hairs are in the growth phase. And when we are in some disease, like it used to be malaria, typhoid, dengue, and now very famously COVID, our hairs start to go from the growth phase to the fall phase. A lot of hairs together go to the fall phase and they stay there for around 3 months. And then they acutely fall. So with this story, what I mean to say is people infected with COVID in, say, for example, April, tend to complain of a lot of hair fall in, say, roughly June, July. People infected in May tend to complain of a lot of hair fall in, say, July, August. So what I mean to say is this is physiological. This is not, I would not say physiological. This is actually a change in cycle that happens and the hairs tend to fall. So the first thing that we need to do for post-COVID hair fall is to relax, is to calm down. I know it's much more easily said than done. But yes, including those habits that make us feel better, it can be yoga, it can be pranayam, it can be meditation. So preaching that, motivating people to do that actually works on the cause of this hair fall, which is telogen effluvium. That's the first and the foremost important thing. Second, as we know, we have talked about nutrition. So as our skin knows, our hair also knows what we are eating. And when we are stressed out, our skin tells that this person is stressed out, he's not slept well, his under eyes look dark, he seems to have had a fight at home, something like that. So similarly, our hairs know that when we are not eating well or we are not calm and relaxed. So nutrition goes as the second most important thing. Coming to how and what we do to make it even far better, first thing that I want to say, as somebody was saying, I think I just missed the name from Assam. We had a very good speaker. She was saying, just don't pop in like that, the medicines. So scientifically, it is known that vitamin A, vitamin E, vitamin and selenium, many people come to us. I have been having it for 3 months. Still there's hair fall because A, E and selenium overdose results in hair fall. So, it's important to have more balanced diet and may not known to many people. These supplements are not US FDA approved. They do not regulate supplements. It is wholly and solely the responsibility lies on the shoulders of the manufacturers. So it is very important to know what deficiencies you suffer, whether there are any hormonal disturbances, whether there is hypothyroidism or hyperthyroidism. Also, before supplementing, it's important to know whether you suffer from a deficiency. Not everybody needs biotin. Similarly, so it's important to understand what your body needs. It's good to take expert opinions. In India, female nutrition is very poor. Many Indian female of especially childbearing age group are anemic. So working on that aspect of female nutrition, giving iron rich diets and the supplements play key role when it comes to hair loss and even the post COVID symptoms. So this is where the entire base of post COVID symptoms and working on the nutritional status of the country of females that can be a great workforce, as we have been discussing on this platform. And they are the multitaskers who can take the country and the economy to another level, which we might not be even able to imagine as of now. So this forms the base of various things that we are discussing today. And the next, as Monica ji asked about the screen time. So the inevitable screen times with, Legendary is doing great work and continuing everything on screens. The most important thing that we can do with increased screen time for everybody is use of sunscreen. As Monica was very rightly mentioning, UV protection is something all of us need, even if we are completely indoors. Even the laptop lights are the visible lights, and increased latest study says even the visible light can give a lot of aging to skin, a lot of tanning to skin. So it's not always the harmful ultraviolet light, it's also the visible lights and the infrared lights. So another thing that I would want to tell everybody is the use of sunscreen, use of umbrellas and shades when you are outside, when you are indoors. Use of there's a lot actually I can tell in medical terminologies, just keeping it simple, using some serums. They are all dependent on your age, your occupation, how much is your sun exposure, what is it that you want to see on your face and your skin. Actually, that is also a very important, we have to judge. Not everybody wants to look, always you are like a celeb, but yes, people want to maintain, and some say I want to age gracefully and they are happy in that, and some say no, I want to enhance, and 10 years photographs were better. So we have to work on the mindset of people. इससे मुझे याद आया, and I would really want to use this. When I was a student, we used to like a professor very much, one of the professors, and after every lecture, after teaching us so much about the medical profession, he would tell us, treat the patient, not the disease. And believe me, I never understood this. I never understood this as a student. Only when it says, "Na, life teaches you." Only practicing for touchwood with God's blessing for more than 10 years now, I realized what it means in this pandemic, especially when you cannot actually treat the disease. You cannot treat the disease till your patient is treated. Because believe me, more than 80% are with me, not only and with all of us. People come to us not only to get the medicine, they get to know it on Google. They want that reassurance. They want that thing to understand, yes, it will be okay. And yes, this hair fall lasts for 3 months. And so I would say being reassured, being each other's helping hand, be that light that you don't know who is looking for. You never know who is looking for that light that you can ignite in just a fraction of a second by saying those 2 words, which he might be dying to hear from you. So that makes the healing work. So
yes, A, be the healer. B, have that EQ in you, the emotional quotient. When somebody approaches you, you can empathize with them. Very, very important. And we'll take your tips to have a better skin and better hair And if nothing works, we'll come to you. So we'll do that. With that, I'll move on to Prashant Sinha. Prashant ji, BWSSC offers roles and job roles starting from beauty to wellness to yoga to Ayurveda. And under the wellness domain, both online and offline mode of education are the trend today. Since you take care of the students and you take care of the institutes where the students, and specifically students who are not from such privileged backgrounds, who come to learn and make beauty and wellness as their profession, we want to understand from you and your experience. We would like to know from last 1 year how blended form of learning and training has helped take the skill education to the youth even during these pandemic times. Over to you, Prashant.
Sure. Thank you so much. As our Prime Minister said today, very happily on Independence Day, that our time has come. But for the next 25 years to belong to India, the female labor force participation rate of less than 20% has to change. And there's no way out. Otherwise, that time will never come. So, and that is one place where, the beauty and wellness sector is the sector which is, everybody looks up to. Because as you said, your sector can make so many entrepreneurs and can give so many jobs. So, in that context, this is a very, very critical stage. And that is where, I think a blended learning is a force multiplier, because now you can do it on a scale that is never before envisaged. You can reach to every nook and corner, and the whole thing can be standardized, could be, the quality can be assured, and every, to the last person, the MIS, the analytics is available as to how that person is performing. So, technology before pandemic was also in a stage where, the technology today can paint, they can make music, they can write sports articles. There is very little limitation to technology that is left. The only question was adoption of that technology. And the pandemic changed it all, More importantly, it changed the way we look at technology, because I remember when I was working with Ernst & Young, whenever we used to do a travel, there was always a checkbox which said, can this meeting happen virtually? And that was something we used to do very mechanically. No, it cannot happen virtually. I need to take this flight. And it was not something to even think about. Now, if people will think 10 times whether they really need to travel. The onboarding processes of the HR have gone totally virtual. I don't think tomorrow they'll come back to a brick and mortar firm. I don't know how many companies are going to come back setting up offices when they come back. So technology is it's like never before. And when I say our time has come, and that belongs to beauty and wellness sector, I'm aware most of the people would be aware that the first big funding from SEQA is to a company called VAVA. And what does VAVA does? I mean, guess what? It offers beauty courses. So seed funding from SEQA in the vocational education sector, and it goes to a tech, which offers blended learning courses in beauty and wellness. So, things would be drastically different going forward. The original brick and mortar models is undergoing a lot of disruption and will do so. We work closely as a NSDC partner, as a foundation that works with most CSR funders who give us grants to run projects. When this pandemic started, we were all scared. How to change a brick and mortar into a virtual blended program was a nightmare. And kudos to Sector Skill Council, kudos to NSDC, kudos to our trainers, people who develop content. They managed to do it overnight. Even assessments went online, contents came online. And as time progressed, yes, we started with a basic format, but as time progressed, we have improved. The sophistication levels have improved. And today there are multiple options, whether you choose in terms of technology, the LMS, the content, the ability of the trainers to adapt to online learning, the behavioral changes of the candidates so that they can adapt to long-term online learning. So everything is changing drastically. And I would say wherever, especially in wellness, which doesn't need a hand skill, you can look at blended learning in two forms. One form could be, there is a classroom component and there's a digital component. The other form can be two digital components. One could be the self-paced, another could be the virtual instructor-led trainings. So depending on what kind of skills to impart, these models changes. But wellness is one industry where there can be a lot of virtual instructor-led training along with a self-paced learning, and that model can also work emphatically because you don't need a sophisticated lab to impart the hand skills. Where you do need a lab, you can still work with DIY kits and see if that gives you the requisite details. But if it doesn't, there has to be a blended in terms of a lab skills and a theory part, which can come from a digital platform. And we have tried out a lot of those models as well. We work we work with a lot of schools. We work with almost 2,000 schools where we deploy trainers. And those are places, where candidates may not have access to the device or may not have access to internet. And those are the places where we have innovated. We have put content on YouTube, and we have let people access those contents on their brother's devices or father's devices and do it at their own pace. So all that has gone together. Now when the technology is there, we are not only building these courses, the whole mentor network for an entrepreneurship program, they go online. The whole entrepreneurship development modules go online. Everything developed to soft skills, personality development that goes along with the courses, those goes online. All the hand-holding, the business plans, the post-screening ecosystem to develop entrepreneurs, everything is possible online, and there's no limitation today to do it. It can be done, and it can be done effectively.
Absolutely, Prashant. Very well said. And as you rightly mentioned, there's a silver lining on every dark cloud. So COVID pandemic was the dark cloud. And the silver lining is that we are moving towards a blended form of a learning where the best of resources, the best of the traders across the globe can reach out to you, and you can reach out to them through platforms like Dr. Gulshan Sharma's platform, through platform like the blended platform that BWSSC has created, where we've picked up the best from the industry. The modules have been done by each one of our members who qualify not only in doing the basics, but they are the best, and students would love to learn from them directly. So that's the way I think every dark cloud will always have a silver lining. It's only the change in perspective. We need to be open to looking at that perspective. So thank you so much, Prashant.
Thank you.
That we move on to the last panelist, the 15 panelists that we've had today on Dr. Gulshan Sharma's platform to celebrate 15th August. Tanmay Das. Tanmay, PMKVY 3.0 has a very, very large component of DSE, that's District Skill Committees, which is a decentralized way of training. This has been led by our Ministry of Skill Development, where it was considered that sitting at a central place, it's very difficult to decide and make a right decision that which sector, which cluster would benefit from which trade. So keeping that in mind, the ministry decided that PMKVY 3 will go in a decentralized fashion. So now keeping that 744 districts of our country need to be told about what all qualifications are available with all the sector skill councils, what all job roles are available, is a humongous task. And you as a trading partner comes forward along with SSC to do this task. So how do you think the various stakeholders will take this mission of reaching out to state skill development missions and district skill committees to collaborate in making sure that the right choice of the jobs are being offered for their districts? Over to you, Tanmay.
A very good evening to Monica ma'am, Gulshan sir, a valuable and energetic start, and to all the panelists, and a happy Independence Day to all of you. Now we had been, the topic when I had received related to wellness, so it was very energetic for me also, because every time we speak about beauty, and I strongly believe that charity is something which begins at home, and wellness is something which also begins at home only. So why do we speak about skilling a child from class 6 or class 8 or something? I think wellness is something which needs to be taught from the childhood. It's more of an habit rather than it's more of an coaching rather than an education, I believe. And there is a difference between an coaching and an education. So I think a child needs to be coached from a childhood related to the wellness. And from school, I think one of the major stakeholders we are not been able to catch hold of is the skill universities. Because when we speak about skilling, we need to reach out to the rural areas. Now, of course, the district skill committees are the right people who can take a call that which type of skills are the youth in their districts interested for. But honestly speaking, in a country like India, it would take a major time to reach out to that level. So I think if we want to reach out, I think the skill university would play a bigger role, because whenever I speak about, or whenever I see, whenever I go into an industry, I see a lot of diploma, advanced diploma courses on beauty and wellness, but I have never seen a degree or a master degree course or a PhD on that. But whenever I heard a lot of Dr. Swati or something, so I feel that there should be more higher level education related to more than beyond the diploma and advanced diploma courses, where I think an university and skill university can play a larger role. Of course, it's more demand driven right now as per the ministry has guided, and DSC has to be more proactive. They need to go down to the rural level youth to do a lot of survey and then get back to us that what exactly the need of the hour is. But the one thing I can say, like related to the wellness, I think it is a mandate, like every job role, whatever we execute of SSC and NSDC has a soft skill training of 40 hours. Latter stage, we did a lot of brainstorming on it, and then we came up with EEE programs where entrepreneurship was also a part of the program for 14 job roles. But I feel that wellness is also one thing, because that is being well-being for the body, mind, and soul. If we are not healthy, if we are not a better human being, whatever the education we have has of no value in life. So I think wellness is one program which should be incorporated in each and every job role that we are training to our students. So this is how it can be, and right from school to colleges, every program should have an well-being, and it should be a mandatory program. I'm not speaking about the beauty part, but I'm speaking about the wellness part, but it should be a mandatory, so that if the child becomes a good human being, it will be a better India tomorrow.
Very
so that
right.
is what my viewpoints are.
Yeah, and as you mentioned about higher education, I take this opportunity to share here that Beauty and Wellness Sector Skill Council has 157 colleges and 11 universities who are offering BWalk degree course in beauty and wellness. So till last year, we were 25 colleges, and last 1 year, we've added all this 130 plus colleges, 32 colleges and universities. We've got Symbiosis University on one side, IGPTU, Indra Gujarat Punjab Technical University on the other side. So we've got a lot of universities, but yes, we need to be all of us have to be wellness ambassadors, as you rightly mentioned. We have to teach wellness not as a subject, but as a life skill, as you rightly mentioned.
Absolutely.
Coaching and education. So it has to be a life skill, and that's how in the new education policy, CBSE and state schools have taken a component of 12 hours of wellness, which is a mandatory subject for every student to undergo, either they can pick up the class 6th, 7th or 8th. Any of these classes, the student will have to undergo that basic curriculum. And we've developed, along with the school boards, we've developed it in a very, very interesting way. It's a comic strip kind of a wellness curriculum which has been developed. So with that, we wish everyone a complete and a holistic well year till we meet again on Dr. Gulshan Sharma's platform next year on 15th August 2022. And by that time, Dr. Sharma, 100 से 1100 पे हम आ गए, अब हम 11,000 पे आएंगे शायद. So आप एक जीरो ऐड करते रहते हैं हर साल में, तो हम आपको अगले साल जब इस प्लेटफॉर्म पे मिलेंगे तो आप 11,000वां कुछ अपना वेबिनार हमारे साथ कर रहे होंगे. So with that, a big thank you to Dr. Sharma for having Beauty and Wellness and all our members on this platform on this auspicious occasion of Independence Day. And thank you to all our members for taking out time on this Chutti Ka Din and a national holiday away from their families. But this is also a larger family for whose wellness we all need to come forward. So thank you so much to all. Over to you, Dr.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Madam Monica Bahl, the CEO, Beauty and Wellness Sector Skill Council, and all my brothers and sisters, our distinguished guest, and of course, my dear sister from Canada, Gurpreet ma'am. She's a great support from time to time. I've been bothering her. She had been getting me a lot of international speakers right from Canada. And all the times we have been talking to each other, and that was through you only, Monica ma'am. Last year on the Independence Day, we got closer, all of us together. I wish to share before I close. I've got 2 minutes, 7:30, I'll close it. Now, these 2 minutes can be very precious and they can be very rewarding and very fruitful for all of us. And I've got a couple of requests and a couple of suggestions. Number one, Monica Bahl ma'am, all the stakeholders, those are interested to do any business in northeast part of India, our chamber would be more than happy to put them across and to bring them closer, because a lot of people are there. The demand and supply is there, but they do not know whom to approach, where to go, what to do. So our chamber would be the facilitator to help you wherever you want. That's one. Secondly, my commitment is there, moral commitment is there. Being a Punjabi, my commitment is there that 100, the Beauty and Wellness Sector Skill Council, before both of us, we go for 15th August next year, the celebrations of the India's Independence Day, 100 sector skill आपके centers मुझे North East के अंदर establish करने हैं. Next point, Mr. Abhijit Singha, who had been doing the beauty and wellness, the kind of a program for all boys and girls, Mr. Northeast and Miss Northeast. And they have got a beautiful arrangement. First, they organize in all 8 states. Then they choose 100 best students, 50 girls and 50 boys, and they do their grooming, their training, their everything in Guwahati. And then they hold a final contest over there. So, Abhijit Singha ji, you're watching this particular program from Guwahati. And as an elder brother, I'm declaring in public without your permission, because my biological age and my stature, you got to honor. Madam Monica Bahl is going to be one of the judges in that beauty contest in the month of November and December when it takes place for the Northeast. She is going to be one of the judges. And not only that, I would request her that the people, those are interested to do business in Northeast, to alliance in Northeast, collaborate in Northeast, they can be the part of that particular training program process, so that people get closer to each other. See, it's our efforts are how to get demand and supply together. So that is the way we have to work it as a chamber. मुझे नहीं पता कहाँ से आए हैं, कहाँ जाना है, कब जाना है. मुझे ब्यूटी एंड वेलनेस भी समझ नहीं आती है. मैं सरसों का तेल लगाता हूँ, सरसों का तेल खाता हूँ और सरसों का तेल लगाता हूँ, और दोनों चीजों को लेके चलता हूँ. अगर आपने 72 इयर्स की एज में मेरी तरह यंग रहना है, तो रात को 9:30 के बाद मत जगिए, सो जाइए, और सुबह 3:40 पे ब्रह्म मुहूर्त में उठ जाइए. 2 घंटे अपने शरीर पे लगाइए और किसी को मत बताइए, फिर 3 घंटे सो जाइए, कोई बात नहीं। The thing is, I get up at 3:40 in the morning और तारों की छाव में जब कोई नहीं होता और अपने आप से जब आप बात करते हो, उस समय आप अपने आप को अप्रिशिएट करते हो। योगा करो, मेडिटेशन करो, नेचुरोपैथी करो, और सुबह की जो पहली 1 कप चाय आप पियोगे, उसका जो आनंद है, पत्ते हिल रहे होते हैं, पक्षियों की चिड़चिड़ाहट, और वो पूरा क्या होता है, जो होता है, उनकी चिर्पिंग सारी सुनाई देती है। इट्स सच ए ब्यूटीफुल एनवायरनमेंट, यू आर इन योर ओन वर्ल्ड। हम संसार में अकेले आए हैं, अकेले ही जाएंगे। ये सब रिश्तेदारी जितनी भी यहाँ की है, ये टेम्परेरी है, जिसके अंदर वी आर फाइंडिंग हैप्पीनेस विद ईच अदर। अपने आप भी कुछ समय गुजारिए, अपने साथ भी गुजारिए, और जितना आप अपने साथ गुजारेंगे, और सुबह कभी उठ के देखिए, क्योंकि हो क्या गया है, ये सारी प्रॉब्लम आ रही है क्योंकि हम प्रकृति से दूर हो रहे हैं। मुझे कोई क्रीम नहीं चाहिए, मुझे कोई चीज नहीं चाहिए, मैं 72 इयर्स की एज में 20 इयर्स ही रहूंगा। क्या खाते हो, कब खाते हो, कितना खाते हो, कैसे खाते हो, बीच में पानी कैसा पीते हो। मैं घर की कोई फ्रिज की आइटम यूज नहीं करता, नो कोल्ड आइटम्स। कोई खाना जो 3 घंटे पहले बना है मैं नहीं खाता हूं, नहीं खाता हूं। टेक फ्रेश, ईट फ्रेश, लिव नाइसली। और सबसे बड़ी जो लास्ट थेरेपी है, इफ यू वांट टू रिमेन यंग, लिसन टू म्यूजिक, एंजॉय म्यूजिक, हमिंग म्यूजिक। खाना बनाते खाते हुए मत करना, क्योंकि फिर नहीं तो सब गड़बड़ हो जाएगी। खाना बनाते हुए, टहलते हुए, काम करते हुए कुछ म्यूजिक को जिंदगी में ले आओ, म्यूजिक को जिंदगी में ले आओ। म्यूजिक शुड बी इंटीग्रल पार्ट ऑफ वेलनेस। मैं मोनिका मैम आज आपको बोल रहा हूं एज ए एल्डर ब्रदर, जितने भी आपके सेंटर्स हैं, सब में म्यूजिक कंपलसरी कर दो, और उनका रीजनल म्यूजिक, वहां का म्यूजिक जो उनका म्यूजिक है। अब ये देखो ना, श्रेया घोषाल जैसी आवाज कहाँ मिल सकती है? वो तो दास साहब की जर्रा नवाजी है कि वो कैलकाटा में, एंड ही इज एंजॉयिंग ओवर देयर। वो आवाजें नहीं मिलती हैं, वो चीजें नहीं मिलती हैं। म्यूजिक इज समथिंग अमेजिंग, अमेजिंग एंड अमेजिंग। हम सब लोग जापान इकट्ठे चलेंगे, प्लान करो। 3 लाख बच्चों ने भारत से जाना है, और मैं तो वहां जॉब करके आया हूं मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ टूरिज्म का। जिस आदमी ने अपने इस जीवन में अगर एक बार जापान विजिट नहीं किया, तो आपने जिंदगी का कुछ मिस किया है। सपोरो, हकाइदो, कोबे, क्योतो, फुकुओका, हिरोशिमा, नागासाकी, योकोहामा, टोक्यो, किसी जगह पर जाओ, शिवास्य नारत्यो तत्तको, शिवास्य नाराताइदो देशिमसो। यू मस्ट गो टू जापान। ओकिनावा एक ऐसा टाउन है जहां पर कोई भी 100 साल से कम नहीं है, लेकिन वो सब हेल्दी हैं, सब इकट्ठे हैं, किसी का किसी के साथ कंपटीशन नहीं है, सबकी एक दूसरे के साथ पहचान है। मुझसे एक गुनाह हो गया इस वेबिनार के बीच में। लीना मैम को मैं डायरेक्टली पूरा आगे, क्योंकि मैं लोगों के व्हाट्सएप देख रहा था, बहुत सारे व्हाट्सएप आ रहे हैं अब्रॉड से। तो लीना मैम आप एक सेंटेंस बोलिए विद द परमिशन ऑफ मोनिका मैम, तो हम आपका व्यू चेंज कर देंगे गैलरी से स्पीकर व्यू में, सो दैट आपका एक ब्रॉड व्यू आ जाएगा। बाकी सबका आया, सिर्फ एक आपका नहीं आया। आप कुछ भी बोलिए, जो कहूंगी सच कहूंगी, सच के सिवा कुछ नहीं कहूंगी। जल्दी बोलो, फटाफट।
सर मैं एक ही कहूंगी, आपने जो कुछ अभी तक बोला है वो सब ऐसे दिल को छू गया है। और सेकेंडली मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट, आपका जो विजन है उसके लिए हम सब आपके साथ हैं। ऑल द बेस्ट टू यू।
थैंक यू मैम, थैंक यू, थैंक यू। और लास्ट में, आज देश का दिन है, आजादी का दिन है। जाने से पहले, क्योंकि मेरे फेवरेट सिंगर हैं महेंद्र कपूर, और वो कहते हैं, है प्रीत जहां की रीत सदा, है प्रीत जहां की रीत सदा, मैं गीत वहां के गाता हूँ, भारत का रहने वाला हूँ, भारत की बात सुनाता हूँ। My deep regards and gratitudes to my younger sister, Monica Bahl, and all the dignitaries who joined for this particular program. Everybody needs wellness globally. This sector skill council has to be rocking world over. We need mental wellness, physical wellness, spiritual wellness, economic wellness, environmental wellness, and musical wellness. Thak, thak, thak. Thank you.